Hello, my treasures. It's time to become Chads with Thaddius Priest. So you might be asking, why are we running Thaddius and Priest? Well, it turns out Priest has the perfect enabler for a Thaddius combo, Power Cord Synchronize. This allows us to get additional copies of Astalor in his final form, and to prevent our opponent from actually having any minions sticking on the board so we can pull off this wacky combo. We have a huge amount of AoE board clears that allows us to just control the board until we get to the state where we slam down Astalor after Astalor. Alright, for the Mulligan guide of the deck, Love Everlasting is the first card you're going to be looking for. This will allow you to discount some of your late game board clears. However, you only want to keep this if you have other spells in your opening hand. Things like Identity Theft can also be really good, as this will give you some type of knowledge of what your opponent is playing. Outside of this, you're going to be looking for early game removal tools or draw power cards. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some game. Okay, let's see what this Death Knight has in store for us. This opening hand doesn't look too bad. I think I'm going to get rid of everything that isn't handmade or cannibalize. Cannibalize actually can help a lot in a lot of these matchups. And this game was definitely from before the bouncing changes, so this could... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, could definitely be Unholy. Probably going to be Blood now. Alright, just going to put down Fan Club. Just going to charge in. Probably just going to hero power, to be honest here.
Excuse me, over here.
Paparazzi. That's a card that I never expected to see play, but for some weird reason, Death Knight seems to be the class that uses it the most. I would assume that like Thief Rogue would maybe not, because I think prefers to give you legendaries that are from your class. So maybe a class that wants multiple copies of... Oh, wonder if Arcane Hunter would want to use it. Not necessarily what I would use it in right now, since I just did Arcane Hunter. But in theory, you could get additional copies of Bloodsworn or whatever he's called.
The citadel stands strong.
Alright, so let's get everything going here. I am a little bit worried because they are blood, so patchwork could be a problem. Okay, so they have Astalor. Okay, so how do we want to do this? I think we're going to coin out this to draw 3. Then we still have enough mana to put down the Cannibalize. And we do still have enough room in our hand for this. I want to go for Identity Theft. It's going to sit in our hand for a few turns, but it should be fine in the long run, or better in the long run. It amazes me how often Blood DK seems to get Blood Tap, even though they don't really want it. That is a deck idea that I want to revisit now that some things have got nerfed, is a hand buff Death Knight deck, but I think I'm going to wait until the mini set to retry that out. I really want to try to make some type of like mill deck work. I don't know what class it's going to be in, but something. I know there was the mill Death Knight deck floating around for a little bit of time, but I don't want to just net deck that. I hate doing stuff like that, and I don't think I've ever net decked on this channel, at least for Standard Hearthstone. Maybe like in the early days, but for the most part, I tend to try to make my own lists. Okay. We have no Astalor in hand, and they have a Patchwork on board. Oh, wait. I forgot we already used Fizzle. Okay, Fizzle actually... Yeah, we're just going to Whirlpool there, because I don't want to deal with any additional patchworks that they may or may not have. There's their Astalor. Now, the question is, do we Whirlpool number 2 here just to get rid of that card? I think we do, to be honest, because we don't have any other removal unless we get Light It Burns here. That isn't Light It Burns. I do think we probably do Whirlpool. We could also take the risky play of Identity Theft, but Whirlpool is the safer bet, because they could have some type of answer in their hand or deck. They're blood, so they have a lot of control tools. More Grained. Okay. So, More Grain technically puts us on the clock. Cannibalize is a really nice top deck. We can use that, then we'll have Everlasting, and then probably Identity Theft, see what we can grab. Vampiric Blood is really good. Soul Stealer would have also been nice, but we are Priest, and we can make the most out of this. And we do have a few corpses that we can easily use.
Who here can spell?
And it puts us less on a clock than before. Now, we just have to remember to actually use the axe before we use the Vampiric Blood. Okay, Icy Touch. Icy Touch. I mean, that does help a little bit. Okay, they are using the Vampiric Blood there. What's in the... Okay, Fizzle should at least have Astalor in it. What we're really looking for is Bonelord. Bonelord kind of wins us the game. Draw a few cards, or draw one card. Identity Theft number 2. Clear that out. Thought it would clear out both, but it is what it is. It's up 4/4. Then we can use this. I think we already used both Disposed Souls. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we didn't. Please don't get another Patchwork. That's all I'm asking for. And if they do, can we just steal it out of your hand, please? Get a copy of it and then nuke it out of orbit. Oh, I didn't realize we actually put up full cleared last turn. Okay, Identity Theft after this. Rid of their board. Come on. Ooh, Death Strike is probably what we go for. Muncher is probably better here. And we can go face. Learning heal, then pass it back. Oh, we had the Disposed Soul in hand. I don't know what I was talking about. We definitely didn't use, but oh, Paparazzi, please. Just keep off of Patchwork. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I ended up including ETC, because you ended up having games where your opponent would have like Rivendare or any other type of minion that you really want to silence so they don't get the death rattle off, and it felt awful when it happened, and you had no response. But by swapping one of the fan clubs for ETC, you had a board clear. Maybe swapping out the Handmaiden, or at least one Handmaiden, for the silence would be actually probably better, because it does serve a similar purpose, even though one's not really refilling your hand. We're just going to keep drawing cards, because we're really searching for Bonelord. And we need to make sure whenever we do draw into Bonelord, we don't put it out on the board. Speaking of Bonelord, okay, actually it doesn't matter if we put it out on the board because we got it off of that. Oh, I thought that was Theatar. Thaddius for a second. Now, question is, do we... I think we Bonelord. We could leave this up, but that's... I didn't actually get to see what that actually was. Alright, let's buff this up a little bit more. Hey, there's Bonelord number 2. Then we can heal, then use Fizzle. We don't actually care what we burn. I think we only have one card left in the deck, actually. Okay, so that isn't Sylvanas. That's perfect for us. Actually, I don't mind. Okay, that's fine. Wait, they're actually... Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Put us on the clock. Put us on a clock. Thank you very much. Because we can Theatar next turn. I think Theatar, then board clear. Oh, Identity Theft actually wouldn't have been a bad card to have. We can go face. We can use Astalor and then use Whirlpool, since this won't affect us in any way. And then I think next turn we should be fine. Yeah. Oh, did I miss this? I don't think I did. Again, this deck is not the easiest one to pilot in the world. There's been so many games where I've misplayed just by one turn. But Thaddius is a really cool like alternate win condition if you think about it, and how like easy it is to actually screw up the combo. Yeah, we're living an additional turn, so we don't care really here. Just gonna eat that up. Heal up a little bit more. Ooh, we did screw that up the previous turn, but we are fine. That isn't going to answer your problems, my friend. Patchwork would, but I don't think you have one. I think I burned it no matter what. Dirty Rat. Oh, how that must burn. Thanks for the free first card. Put down Astalor. Make a copy of Astalor. Make a second copy of Astalor. Make a third copy of Astalor. Nothing can stop us. We are bringing the flame to our opponent. You could say we flamed on here. Haha. Hey, time for a game against Mage. I actually almost didn't recognize that was a Mage skin. Huh. Well, just going to get rid of most of the cards here. Also, something worth mentioning, I don't know if I talked about this anywhere else in the video. Handmaiden is something that I almost considered cutting down to one copy, because there's a lot of times where you're just going to overdraw if you do keep it, but I do like the additional draw cards, so if you are going to cut it, maybe put in the second Holy Nova instead. Alright, let's just put down Fan Club. I think also this game is going to be one where... well, maybe it won't be. I was going to say maybe we're only using one copy of Fan Club. I don't mind you dragging that out of my hand. I would have preferred to keep it, but... good old Dirty Rat. I'm actually kind of shocked Mage is running Dirty Rat. I can't think of a way they easily deal with a huge minion early on, which means playing Dirty Rat could just backfire completely. Sure, it'll get rid of a combo piece in my hand, but I don't think that's worth it. Oh, Fizzle, okay. That's interesting. Those must be 4 important cards. Chronic Pop. Well, let's put down our third location, I guess. I'm trying to think of what cards I ended up excluding in the deck in the long run.
Bask in my radiance.
Because I'm pretty sure one of the fan clubs were removed, but this version probably does have the Disposed Soul still. So there has to be 2 other cards that I ended up cutting out or ended up including late, and I can't remember which ones were which. I did playtest this over a week instead of my normal like 2-3 days. So we can just coin this out. We don't have any minions to destroy of ourselves, and this just prevents them from doing some damage. Oh! Wow, they actually went for that. Okay, that's a little bit frightening. Huh. Oh, there's Thaddius. Guess we just heal. Now, we do have the Harmonic Pop to pop their board, but I'm actually kind of worried what cards they could randomly get here, because something like Patchwork could be incredibly devastating to us. Your Conscience. That just makes that a little bit harder to remove, but we do have an AoE board clear, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. I am really curious of what was in their opening hand that they wanted to use Fizzle so early on. I'm assuming Romith, but Romith isn't going to do much with minions transformed, unless they get Test. Test would be actually a funny card for them to get. Right, let's wipe this out and then buff this up. Just draw a card. Cannibalize. Okay, so Cannibalize isn't what's missing. What the hell is missing from this? Oh, one of the whirlpools. If I remember right, one whirlpool I was running before. And then, okay, yeah, I remember. One whirlpool and 2 Holy Novas. Ended up cutting it down to 1 Holy Nova, since that is our worst AoE in the deck. I'm so glad that they don't have access to a weapon that allows them to actually attack. Okay, we're at 7 mana. I really do want to cannibalize this, just in case they generate something. I don't actually know what would give them a weapon. I guess the new Demon Hunter card. Okay, drawing 3. Let's see what we grab. Oh, the second Handmaid. Bonelord isn't bad. Pop. Okay. So this is going to be a real fun game. Maybe not the most meta relevant game, just because of the turn that they took on like turn 3, but it's going to be funny. All right, how do we want to do this? We could use Handmaiden or buff up Handmaiden, pop that, see what we grab or what they grab. Okay, there's so many minions that are in wild that's never going to. I get it. They wanted it for like nostalgia or something else. Ooh, DJ Mana Storm. Okay, so that actually, funnily enough, helps us out quite a bit. Oh man, our hand looks so great right about now. We could, so there's a few things that we could do. We could use the Whirlpool, but I kind of want to get additional Mana Storm. Okay, they're putting it at the bottom of the deck. That's fine. That does mean we can just Whirlpool this turn. Maybe we'll actually hit something in their deck too. Audio Amplifier. I am really curious of what those cards originally were. I also forgot we had a 6 drop of that. So this is one of those games where I probably will end up putting Handmaiden down just so we don't burn a card. I don't really want to use Bonelord yet because we don't have Astalor. If we had Astalor, that is an Astalor, then Bonelord would be fine. We're just going to heal up a bunch to play it safe. Probably should have actually hit that other one too. We have 4 locations on the board, which means we don't have that much space. Ancient of War, hey, they're going to draw 2. That's the only time that card's ever going to see any play anymore. I forgot it was even still in Standard, to be honest. Ozmat. There's Ozmat that ends well. Okay, yeah, whoops. I knew that was coming. I've done that enough times in games with this deck where I've accidentally burned something when I didn't want to, and it's cost me a few of them. The deck's actually fine if you don't make a lot of mistakes. It's not the easiest to actually learn is the problem. That does empty out our hand a little bit. We can put down Fizzle, but I don't think we're going to. Let's see what we can draw here. Astalor, perfect. Okay, Astalor is just what we needed to see. Let's actually put down Fizzle. That should give us everything. We could heal or we could use Astalor. I think we're going to use Astalor and then go face. Okay, so we have full combo in hand. I'm trying to think of what we're technically missing. We're technically not actually missing anything. We just need Bonelord to die. No, oh, they have 2 sires in their hand. Okay. Well, at least they instantly die. They're healing up to full. Okay, they have a 9/9. Decisions. Oh, hey, Mana Storm. Oh, wait. We reshuffled our deck so it's at the top. Okay. That... I didn't realize that, actually. Okay, let's get rid of this. Good thing is, the non-affected spells don't actually affect the ones that are affected by Mana Storm. So that's nice. Okay, there's Fizzle. I kind of want to use Mana Storm, to be honest. I guess I didn't go for it this turn. Because we can use Whirlpool. This clears out everything. Sure, it puts us on a clock. I also should have checked what Thaddius was on to make sure we are on the right one. And it does look like we are going to be. So that's great. Sire. I don't like seeing you, my friend. Okay, so this will discount even cost cards. You can put down Astalor. It gets us the 8. This will do a bunch of damage. Use Synchronize. Another one down. We can use Fizzle. I guess we didn't go for Fizzle. We can grab another copy, and then we can use Fizzle next turn. Hopefully they don't have a way to, well, steal Thaddius. There's been quite a few games where my opponent stole Thaddius by me leaving it on the board, and we lost the game because of it. And it definitely does not feel good when it happens. They healed up to full. Need some space, though. Actually, I guess we don't technically need space. We can get another copy of this. This is just being emming them a little bit. And get Astalor number 4. Because why not, right? Okay, let's see what this Demon Hunter has in store for us. This opening hand looks awful. We could keep... Let's actually keep both of them. I know Demon Hunter, in theory, this won't matter too much. But if they're any type of rush where they're just swarming the board with a bunch of rush minions, then these 2 AoEs can actually do something, but it depends. It's actually kind of curious to me how Rush Demon Hunter kind of fell off the face of the planet after week 1. I guess it heavily relied on getting the legendary, and that was the main problem. It's a cool deck, in theory. There was a Menagerie version that I was really testing out for quite a long time, but it didn't work out as well as I expected it to. Alright, let's just slam this down. I'm really hoping that we can deal a lot of the damage they can output. I know they've been hit, but sometimes it actually does matter. Ooh, that's a fun top deck. Ooh, additional copy of Fizzle could be fun. But I think going for a Harmonic Pop or Cannibalize is probably the safer option. Because then we can actually have one that will do 3 damage and one does 6 damage. Most of the time we're going to probably use it for the 6 damage AoE, but you never know. If they're Spell Demon Hunter, which I think they are, that's going to matter a little bit less, but... There's security. We're going to clear out our board, not leaving much up. I think we AoE with the Holy Nova, weirdly enough, to get rid of the one lower minion. Because we don't have enough mana for Monic Pop yet. But this does pop the board out of the one thing that is could scale up quickly. There, what? What? That card, that is a great example of a card that I wish we got more support for. It's such a unique card. It reminds me of like Remoria in uniqueness, but I don't know what you would do to make it playable. It would be incredibly annoying to play against if they could get additional copies easily. It does have the demon tag, doesn't it? Well, Demon Hunter doesn't currently have any way to get additional copies of Demon. Huh. I wonder if there is a deck there that you could maybe try out. You need some other type of hand control and such too. That is actually a pretty interesting question to ask, if there are enough cards. Demon Hunter has historically gotten some hand control tools, but the problem is they never get enough tools to do anything. And hand control is one of the most annoying aspects of this game, which is why a lot of the hand control cards are really, really bad. I think the one that's been done the best for hand control is technically the curses in Warlock, because the curses don't control what's in the hand itself, but it does make it where your opponent is going to burn cards if you fill their hand with a bunch of curses. Relic of Extinction, that can scale up really, really quickly. I'm assuming they're Naga? I am curious though, getting back on that idea, well, what would be required to make a deck like that work? I'm shocked they haven't tried to revisit the idea. Well, I mean, they have, once everything rotated out. Nice thing is we can just keep wiping their board out. Relic of Dimensions? Oh, and a Relic Vault never punished. Relic of Extinction. Okay. So they're going to get a... So here I probably should have used Synchronize to grab the Zymox here, because we technically did have enough mana to do what I wanted to do. But I didn't realize it until after I played the cards down, because that could have gotten us a lot of advantage. Actually probably won us the game, to be honest. I beam. They are playing a lot of cards. I'm so glad they don't have Lady Cynthia here, because this could have been really, really bad. Maybe if there was some type of Demon Hunter card that made both players only play the left and right most card in the hand, then it would feel a little bit fair. Ooh. Bonelord early on. Okay, we're missing Theatar, or yeah, Thaddius, 2 T's, and I always get them confused for some weird reason. The good news is, doesn't matter how much they clear out the board, we should still be in a winning position. It depends on also what they top deck. Really hoping they don't have a Lady Cynthia with a bunch of discounted spells. That could always be a problem. I'm assuming that they are running the card. I'm actually kind of shocked. Oh, huh. Okay, Fizzle is interesting. Oh, right, we did know they were running Fizzle. I just forgot that they were running Fizzle. Let's use the cheaper one here. I kind of want to put this down just so we can draw a card. And it does prevent them from hitting our face with a Cynthia. I'm curious if the last card in their deck is going to be it, though they do have half of the deck still. Phantasms could actually be a problem. I actually know it couldn't be, because we do have the Whirlpools. And we do have the 2 Cannibalizes if we wanted to go down that route too. Alright, so how do we want to do this? We can put Ajara down. This we'll probably grab Ring, because we are ahead. Then we can put down... Do we want to put down Astalor? Let's go face. We can use Lighted Burn so we don't burn a card. Then use Astalor. We're really searching for that Thaddius here. The Relic of Extinction, that does clear out our board. But that doesn't technically stop us, depending on what they have in hand. Silver Moon. Okay, we knew... I mean, they're Spell Demon Hunters, so Silver Moon makes a lot of sense. I'm curious of what other classes can use Silver Moon easily. I thought of a Frontlines Paladin deck where you used a bunch of spell damaging minions and then use like Consecrate to hit your opponent's face. Not the best idea that I've ever come up with. I think I played like 10 games with it and lost every single one of them. There are a few ideas that I have for that I really kind of want to try out still. I'm gonna heal up. It's still fine. They must have got incredibly unlucky with whatever is on the bottom of their deck. I think we have lethal no matter what. It isn't full combo, but turns out 2 Astalors for basically cheap is usually enough. Put down Astalor, then grab another Astalor, and then voila, we're gonna bring the flame to them. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. First thing to mention is half of the testing for this deck was done before the balancing changes and half of it was done afterwards. However, after the changes, this deck got even stronger than before. I ended up around a 60% win rate across the 30 games I played with the deck and actually managed to pull off the combo quite a few times. While the combo may be easy to actually pull off, it is not the easiest deck to actually pilot. There are going to be a lot of games where you're going to accidentally burn a card, which could just ruin your day, which is why in ETC we're actually using Rivendare as a backup plan. The other thing you might be noticing about this pool is Rustrot of Viper. This card was included because of Warrior. If you're not facing a lot of Warriors, swap this out for something else. Overall, this deck is perfect for those that want a weird, wacky combo that can keep up with the meta game. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.